The last part, the next morning, Miriam awoke with the sun filtering through the curtains, casting golden light across her floor. She moved through her morning routine with calm deliberation, each gesture mindful. Breakfast was simple, tea warm, and the rhythm of the day unhurried. She felt a subtle, steady satisfaction, an awareness that her ordinary life had been transformed not by external change, but by the lens through which she had begun to see it. She walked to the park, carrying a small sketch pad. Children played, dogs chased sticks, leaves rustled in the wind, and birds moved from branch to branch. Miriam sketched the scene, focusing not on perfection, but on the interplay of light, movement, and ordinary beauty. Each line reminded her that engagement with life, no matter how small, was itself an act of courage and joy. Later, she stopped at the corner bakery, greeted the baker, and watched as he arranged fresh bread in neat rows. She felt a quiet appreciation for the care and attention in his routine. Small acts, repeated over time, contributed to a sense of continuity and comfort. She bought a loaf and walked home, noting the changing colors of leaves, the angle of sunlight, and the rhythm of her own steps. Back home, she tended to her garden, prepared dinner, and spent the evening with her notebook and sketch pad. She reflected on weeks of quiet observation, mindfulness, and engagement with ordinary life. She realized that courage had been present all along, embedded in her capacity to notice, to be attentive, and to allow herself joy without proof. Finally, as night fell, Miriam sat by her window, looking out over the city rooftops. The sky deepened to indigo, stars began to appear, and the distant hum of life continued steadily. She felt a profound contentment, not born of spectacle or achievement, but of simple presence. The joy she had cultivated existed quietly, steadfastly within her. She understood that life's ordinary moments, when observed with attention and openness, contained all the proof one needed. Miriam closed her eyes, grateful for the day, for the subtle connections, for the quiet courage that had grown within her. She had discovered that joy does not need proof, that courage can exist in silence, and that a life lived attentively, even in ordinariness, is rich beyond measure. And with that understanding, she drifted into sleep, at peace with herself and the world. The week stretched before Miriam like an unfurling scroll, each day a new verse in the story of her life. The familiar rhythm of routine was there, but now it was underscored by a newfound awareness. She saw the poetry in the everyday, the courage in the mundane, and the beauty in the overlooked. One afternoon, sitting in her favorite armchair, she felt a stirring within, a blend of contentment and restlessness. The scent of rain on dry earth drifted in through her open window, mingling with the distant melody of a violin. A profound emotion akin to gratitude swelled within her, yet it wasn't directed towards any particular thing. It was a feeling of thankfulness for existence itself, for the very fact that she was here, experiencing life in all its subtle shades, seemed almost miraculous. Tears welled up in her eyes, not tears of sadness, but of an overwhelming realization of the preciousness of this moment. In this moment of quiet contemplation, surrounded by the comforting familiarity of her home, Miriam experienced a depth of feeling that was both humbling and exhilarating. It was as though the boundaries of her soul were expanding, embracing the vastness of existence with newfound wonder. This wasn't a sudden epiphany, but a gradual unfolding, a recognition that life itself, in its ceaseless flux, was the ultimate truth. All else were but fleeting shadows. Joy, like a shy butterfly, alighted on her heart, fluttering its wings with delicate beats. At first, she had mistaken it for something else, something more substantial, more tangible. But now she understood that this joy didn't need substantiation. It simply was. A gentle breeze stirred the leaves outside her window, whispering Kayleys of seasons past and futures yet to come. And Miriam sat bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, her spirit soaring with the birds that sang their evening hymns. Days turned into weeks, each leaving its own unique mark on the canvas of Miriam's life. Yet amidst the changing hues of the seasons and the ebb and flow of daily existence, there emerged a steadfast continuity, a quiet revolution within her being. She had found a wellspring of strength deep within herself, a reservoir of courage that knew no bounds. Fear, once a looming shadow, now retreated to the periphery of her awareness. It no longer held the power to paralyze or confine her. Instead, it stood there as a stark reminder of the battles she had overcome, the hurdles she had leaped, and the triumphs she had achieved. With each passing day, her resolve grew, her spirit soared, and her steps became surer. One crisp autumn morning, Miriam awoke with a start, as if emerging from a dreamless sleep. The room was filled with the soft glow of dawn, and the air was laced with the crispness of a new day. As she rose, a surge of energy coursed through her veins, invigorating her with a vitality she hadn't felt in years. It was as if a dormant part of her soul had awakened, stirring within her a sense of purpose and clarity that was both exhilarating and humbling. Her days took on a new rhythm, a harmonious blend of activity and tranquility. She engaged with the world, not with the hesitant steps of one who treads on eggshells, but with the confident stride of one who knows their worth. Her voice, once timid, now resonated with a newfound strength, her presence commanding respect and admiration. There was a serenity in her demeanor that spoke of inner peace, a peace that had been hard-won and deeply cherished. The storms she had weathered had not diminished her, but had tempered her spirit, making her all the more resilient and compassionate. As the months rolled by, the tapestry of Miriam's life became a testament to her indomitable spirit. The threads of joy, courage, and resilience wove together to form a pattern of strength and grace. Her story was a beacon, illuminating the path for others who dared to dream of a life transformed. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of crimson and gold as Miriam made her way home. The familiar streets seemed to shimmer with a newfound magic, each tree laden with stories, each brick whispering tales of days gone by. The moon, a silver sickle in the velvet sky, cast its gentle glow upon the sleeping city, and Miriam, enveloped in the soft twilight, felt a deep sense of belonging, of being rooted in the very essence of life. With every step, her heart swelled with gratitude for the journey that had brought her to this point, a place of profound acceptance and unwavering strength. As the final rays of sunlight faded from the sky, Miriam reached her doorstep. With a sense of homecoming, she reached for her key, ready to unlock not just her home, but the treasures of wisdom and growth that lay within her. For in the solitude of her own sanctuary, she had found not only physical safety, but the courage to face life's challenges head-on and the strength to keep going no matter what.